Welcome, pal number one. This is your mystery reading, and this is your card. I've already rearranged your clear cards and shuffle your tarot card. And here we have Two of Swords, Five of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and a picture with the clear cards that I have already rearranged for you. So basically, your reading is about previously you have been met with two paths. You are encountering two decisions, two paths, two options that requires you to choose just one of them. Especially with the Two of Swords combined with the Five of Cups over here, it feels like you've made your decisions. You've taken this option, and yet when you actually committed in taking this decision, you feel like you've lost something. You don't feel fulfilled by taking these decisions. You feel like you are making a wrong choice. And with the Five of Cups here, if you know that the Rider White Tarot picture is that there is 3 cups that have already fallen, and yet there's 2 remaining. And in here, especially with the clear cards, that is indicating there are 2 fruits or vegetables here. One is apple and the other one is pumpkin, yet the pumpkin remains plentiful, remains beautiful, while the other one is rotten, half eaten, and there are animals and ants eating from that too. So it's incomplete, it's already been broken, it's rotten. And there is this feeling that this reading was meant to make you remember, to remind you again that there is this 2 cups or this pumpkin that you have yet to see. Because if you see the Five of Cups is covering up their face, as well as this clear cards that indicating a person that is closing their eyes and using a mask to cover her face. And it just feels like that. It feels like this reading was meant to remind you that you still have these 2 cups remaining. There is this pumpkin that is remaining full, that is still untouched, still good to eat. It's not rotten, so it won't spoil you. You won't be sick when you are eating that, when you take it. And you might have think that it is less to your preferences because it's not something that you actually wanted, regardless you've regretted. But you don't want any leftover. You want something that you decided yourself. And yet with this regrets, it feels like there is this redirection that is helping you in finding the right direction, in which there is this map over here that says that the path is still there. It is still a long journey, and it is reminding you not to cry over the spilled milk, and see what left from this and salvage whatever left and move forward. The map is here for you so that you can use it in your path, in your journey, so that you can make use of it to its fullest potential. You have tools ready to be used, and it feels like reminding you to use it. Previously, it's only in the back of your mind, or previously it's only in your warehouse, in your garage, sitting there gathering dust. But here, This is reminding you to make use of the skills that you have, the skills that you are born with, because everyone have different skill sets. They have different strength, they have their own power, and they contribute different things to the table. There is never one single person who is exactly the same. You offer different things, which is why previously I get the feeling that your decisions before was made based on what people will think about you rather than what you actually are, what you actually wanted to. Because there's this sense that you are actually wanting to impress people, to make people respect you, to make people admire you in awe, and make sure that you are giving this significant presence in their lives. But then as you walk through that decisions, you realize that, oh, this is not for me. And you are rethinking your decisions. Is it something that you want to do for the rest of your life? Is this something that you want to keep up putting must, playing roles, making up stories, and piling lies after lies after lies? And you ask yourself, is that what you actually want? There is this feeling of regret that I can feel from you, because perhaps you've been wasting resources, time, efforts. You've invested a lot from your previous decisions, and you think that that is a waste of time, money, and so on. But let me tell you something. In life, everything has its meaning. Perhaps you may not see it right now, but there is a place where everything will make sense. Maybe not now, maybe next week you will know why. Maybe a couple of months you will know why. Perhaps it's even years or decades afterwards that you understand the reason why you have to go through this first before you actually walk your own path. Because with the Page of Pentacles over here, there's this vibe that exudes you are walking on your own path. Perhaps you are interested in doing arts, playing music, singing, or pursuing things that is non-traditional. So it's not something that you would expect make a lot of money due to the competition or due to the previous time that things that this activities, these hobbies is not considered as a job. Like for example, previously, like 10 to 20 years ago, if you tell people that your dreams is to become a painter, people will tell you right in your face that you will starve. But then with the technology right now, with the improvements that allows us to earn money from everywhere, because we are now connected with all around the world. Actually, being a painter is something that is possible. You can take clients all over the world. You can sell your products through digital, through online or offline. But previously, offline was the only choice that is available. But right now, selling it digitally or sending it overseas is something that is possible. You can even have an online exhibition if you want. Like for example, you have an online portfolio or even make a website to exhibit your artworks, there are ways for you. Perhaps you might have regret things because you think that you did not start this path, whatever path that you are looking for, this unconventional path that you've been thinking that you've been regretting. You might have regret that you are not starting this earlier. Perhaps if you started this like 12 years ago, you've been able to build a solid foundation, a solid portfolio, or a solid connection so that you can just let the balls roll and continue the pace. There is this vibe that I received from your pal, and I do believe that this is a reminder that perhaps in the past you have made a decision that you did not like. You've cried about it, you've been sad about it, you've mourned it, you've been regretting this all this time, and now is the time for you to stand up and brush off that dust. This is the confirmation, if you've been resonating with my words, is that the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, and the second best time to plant a tree is now, at this moment. So I would like to encourage you to stand up and look at the path forward rather than the past that is already gone, that already inaccessible any longer, that you are not living in. Now you only have the present moment, and I would like to invite you to make these dreams of yours happen. Make this into a reality rather than just an imagination, rather than just dreams and wishful thinking. I am inviting you to make this dream happen, and you don't have to think too far. Just make sure you take the first step forward, and every single day lay down one brick that helps you get closer to your dream. And to make you accountable, feel free to write in the comments with a pumpkin emoji to affirm your determination. And so I would like to remind you once again with this Two of Swords, Five of Cups, and then the girl in the clear cards that is using a mask and closing her eyes. Look at the Page of Pentacles. Look how colorful she is. Look how happy she is. She's smiling, opening her eyes, playing with magic, making magic happen. And it could be yours too. Be brave, have courage, and I know you will do well. I'll pray for you. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Welcome, pal number 2. This is your mystery reading, and I have already pre-shuffled your cards as well as rearranging your clay cards. So basically, your cards are telling me about how in the past you have been fighting a lot of things. You have been through a lot of things that requires you to keep things to yourself, that requires you not to take up the spotlight, because people will find faults when you do take the spotlights. They will criticize you harshly, they will nitpick and pinpoint all the mistakes and all the wrong things that seemingly you made, even though people do make mistakes, and yet somehow you are receiving that harshly. and more so than others, I do feel that your life have been a lot about control, about not being able to fit in with the crowds. There is this sense of you have to battle, you have to defend yourself in order to be able to stay, to be able to be accepted. And yet you have yet to find that. You have yet to find that acceptance from the previous communities or place or environment or workplace. It could be anything. However, those things, those obstacles and challenges did not make you sad. In fact, you begin to reflect on things. It makes you go inside. Rather than seeking external validations, it makes you seek out inner validations. Who is the most important person in my life? You ask that to yourself, and then you've come to the answer that I am the most important person in my life. So other people's criticisms, other people's opinion does not matter about me, because what matters the most are my opinion about myself. You've realized that. You've answered the questions, and it makes you realize that sometimes no matter what you do, no matter how you try to please the crowd, there are just people who does not like you. There are just people who get triggered. There are just people who just seemingly wanted to hate a specific or a certain aspect of what you are putting out there. And you realize from your journey that you don't need to mind those people. There will always be haters. And the point is that you are able to be secure in your own self, and you understand the importance of self-validations, self-assured, self-confidence. It is something that comes from within, that is affirmed from within, not from the external. And you understand that, you come into a conclusions that you need to know yourself so much that other people's opinion about you will not change what you think about yourself. Because at the end of the day, you know that people do not know you. The only person who knows you the best is you, because you are with yourself 24/7. All day, all week, all month, all year, every single second. You are the one who is occupying your own body. You know your mind, your thoughts fill the space. And you noticed this is the secret to have a peaceful life, to have a peaceful mind, to know and understand and not let other people's opinions get to you. You do not need to let their mindless mouth chatter, because it does not matter by the end of the day. Not because you are not open to constructive criticism. That is a different matter. And what I'm talking about is more of people who gossips, who cancel, who just try to put you down no matter what you say just because they hated you. People who find faults in you because they are bored, because they are insecure, because they just want attention or something. And that's why you've decided to take a step back and developed the strong inner self, so that you are not swayed by those mindless people opinion, by their easy words that they don't even think about twice, that they don't even recognize you, that they don't even know about you. Which is why in here you find joy and solace as well as comfort and being alone. Alone is not equal to being lonely. You're alone, you're working on your projects, you're making sure that you are nourished, and you are alone by choice, not because you are forced to. And if you've been wondering whether you are having fun being alone, taking a step back from the spotlight, from the communities, bigger communities, let me tell you, you are good at understanding what brings you joy and what is not. You will know what you enjoy, what you like, what you are preferred, and what you are not, because you have been looking inside yourself. You've been getting to know yourself, being aware and raising your awareness. Moreover, you will finally understand, or at the very least, this is the moment where you actually understood how you prefer peace over having fake friends, over having fake people who you think are your team. And then with the Four of Wands over here, you will feel celebratory with this newfound peace that you achieved. You will understood that peace is expensive, which is why you will keep it to yourself. You will keep things to yourself. Your work, your job, your relationships, your achievements, and your friends. You only share them to people who are close to you and people who you can trust. You understood the importance of being low-key, to keep things hidden and walking in silence rather than just sharing it and telling it to the whole world and letting them criticize you just because they are bored. You know the importance of being low-key about your relationships, because people get jealous if they see other people's lives that are better than them. And you understand that. Thus, you are keeping things to yourself and your loved ones, your trusted ones. This is honestly wonderful. I really love the way that it flows, the way that the reading is telling me to go, and I pray for you that you will have a peaceful, happy, and fulfilling life. Bye bye. Hello there, pal number 3. Welcome to your mystery reading. So, I've already shuffled your cards and rearranged your clay cards, and here we have your pile. And so, the first thing that I see here is that you've been heartbroken about something. You've been feeling sad, feeling disappointed, or perhaps feeling like you've been betrayed. There is something that you think or you expect to be fulfilled is not. And you feel very sad about it. You feel like your heart is broken. And with the ballerina as well as the teardrops over here, it feels like you've been feeling sad for quite some time. You feel disappointed because your dreams does not come true in this particular. You feel like it takes you a long time to put in lots of effort, investing a lot of things, and yet you did not see the result just like what you wanted it. Perhaps it could be about a romantic relationship, that you thought you will be married with, the person that you are going to spend the rest of your life with, and yet it wasn't. Or it could be another, is that somehow there's this example that just come into my mind, like when you are enrolling in a specific major in college, and yet you understand that once you've already enrolled and already taken a few semesters in, you realize that this is not something that you wanted to study. You don't like the major that much. You like the idea of it, but once you actually in the field, you don't feel happy doing that. There is a feeling of sadness because it was not like how you expected it to be. Or another example is that you've been dreaming of working in a certain company, and yet once you actually get accepted and start working there, you realize that it was not like what you've been dreaming about, what you've been dreaming all these years. It was just not up to your expectations. It was worse than what you've imagined, and you feel like the spell is broken. However, as you can see over here, despite that the ballerina is crying and the mouth is open, like you are questioning what have you been doing, as if have you been making the wrong decision all these times, as you see that the planet is so far away. However, I need to mention over here that the jowl is right on top of the ballerina, as long as you can shift her perspective just a little bit to see that the jowl is right on top of her, just hovering over her head. Moreover, I need to mention that the fishes are coming towards her, which means that regardless the heartbreak that she experienced, new things are coming towards her, new opportunities, new dreams, new people, new environment, and basically, even when you are taking one step back, you are moving two steps forward. That was the case that I see in your pile. So there is this reminder that not to focus on the things that is not bringing you fulfillment, and yet focus on the future and what it has for you. There are so many things that it can offer to you, and you can only see it when you are looking for it. And especially with the Eight of Wands over here, things will come into fruition really, really quick. Perhaps it might have seemed like in a snap of a finger, you are finally landing new jobs, landing new opportunities. To some of you, if you are an artist or a singer or something that requires an agency, I do feel like there is an opportunity for you to sign up to an agency and train under the company. However, I need to mention this to you that please do read the fine print whenever you are signing a contract, whatever contract that you are signing. Please, 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 please do read the fine print. Make sure you check and recheck again. Be as meticulous as possible when you are signing a contract, because with the Three of Swords over here, it feels like there is this paperwork that you need to read properly in order for you to make an informed decisions. However, when you do read the fine print and take care of those things, I kid you not, there will be something that will able to fill in your cups, fill in with your emotions. You will be full of energy once again, and you will be nourished, nurtured, and you will be feeling full of hope again. And wait a minute, I would like to mention some things that I have previously forgot to mention because I was in a rush. However, I would like to mention this because this is so important. With the fishes over here, it feels like new opportunities are coming forward, and it is it is best for you to stay alert with new opportunities that are coming towards you, because those things come really unexpectedly, really quick, and unless you are prepared and ready to take upon it, you will be able to gain this advantage. So be prepared for good things happening in your life. There are so many good things, good blessings, and it will surprise you. I promise that there will be good things coming forwards in your life in this journey that you are taking. And I would like to mention that don't forget to dream big, because in this new chapter that you are starting, you'll be having a lot of chances to be able to dream a lot of things. And a reminder for you is not to look back at the things that does not work unless it serves your purpose. Like for example, it serves a purpose on your reflection so that you won't be making the same mistakes again. And that is a good thing. However, if it only serves you as a tipping point for you to cry, to be depressed, then forget about it. Don't think about it and just move forward. Focus on the next step forward and your journey. You know, there is this thing that we call what we think a lot. It's like we are subconsciously making things happen. Of course, when you need the time to feel your emotions, feel it, admit it, validate it. However, what I'm trying to say is that honor your feelings and make space for it. However, you need to also make a stop so that it won't spiral out of control, so that you know when to get out of the cave and look at the nature and look at the journey ahead of you too. Don't forget to enjoy the landscape, the nature all around you, and feel the breeze. The thing is, sometimes we are too caught up in our sadness, which I'm also talking about me because I do that from time to time, and it's not being sad is a bad thing. It's that when you are unable put a stop on it and you let it just go haywire, that is probably the best time for you to ask for help if you need one, to ask for support if you need one. And I would like to remind you again that there is so many opportunities waiting for you. If there is in an instant or a period of time where you are questioning why you are still doing this, then let me remind you that life has so many things to offer to you. And one way for you to be able to receive it is to keep living on. And I know that this is something that is annoying to hear, but life is so full of surprises. In one moment, you feel like everything falls apart in your life. Know that life is like a wheel, which means that you will not always have to be on the bottom. One day you will be sad, but another day you will be happy and enjoying life to its fullest. And so, don't forget to enjoy those moments too. And I'll see you next time.